Nowadays, the cloud gaming on a Mac is getting very popular and such things are very impressive too. But the cloud games such as Geforce now completely depends on the internet speed, as this is really streaming the gaming video from the server. So there are lots of complications like slow internet speed, subscriptions, etc. So I decided to play games on a Mac, which really depends on the processing and the graphics power. Now let's get started. So to play real games on a Mac using Windows, I am using these accessories. Number 1, the Gear Pro series controller, which is the best, cheapest wireless controller in this price range. Second, we have the Samsung 250GB SSD, that is the T3. I already made a video about that, so here's a card for that. Then third, we have the Satechi Type-C hub, because this model of Macbook Pro only has 2 Type-C ports. And finally, we have the baseline configured 2017 MacBook Pro with the Iris Plus 640 GPU. So what I did here is I installed the Windows 10 in my SSD, and to connect the external devices, I am using the Satechi Type-C hub, which gives me the ports that I needed. I am using the Samsung T3 250GB SSD. I installed the Windows in the SSD instead of the Mac, as this MacBook Pro only has 128GB of SSD. So this gives me a really nice versatile Windows experience, while I can still use my SSD as the external storage device. I managed to install 5 games with their different GPU requirements. Number 1, we have the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is not that of a graphic intensive game, so I am setting the resolutions to HD and leave all the settings to high.
That's how you tell a true sailor. I think I see the place. We're not far. Hang tight. That's hungry. Stop or I'll break your knees when I catch you. And close at heel, shitbird. Chase you into the harbor.
So I can easily tell Assassin's Creed is very playable in this MacBook Pro. Number 2 is the Far Cry 4, which again a very popular game with reasonable graphics. Again I am setting the resolution to 720p. I have to say all those animations look stunning in this beautiful display. And as the display resolution of this MacBook Pro is very high, all those games looks awesome even I am playing this in 720p.
Head to the tower. Okay.
रुक जाओ
So Far Cry 4 again runs just fine. Next up we have the Need for Speed rival, which may not be as famous as other NFS series but has some really awesome graphics. Just look at the details it is showing in this game with the leaves and roads. Everything just looks so cool. By the way, I am using my Red Gear wireless controller, which is perfect for these types of games and for the next one. Speaking of next game, this is the very popular FIFA 17. Again, I am playing in 720p resolution, but seriously you can differentiate. It looks like I am playing it in 1080p.
Starts in goal. Monreal starts alongside Hector Bellerin in the fullback position. Aaron Ramsey starts with Alexis Sanchez on the flanks. Olivier Giroud is the main striker today. The red team goes like this. So Alan, 4-4-2?
Yeah, I think it looks that way, Mark.
You can put them in front. It's almost an Olivier award for a goal like this from Giroud. Excellent finish. Goalkeeper was reaching for it. Did actually touch him on the way in.
I think there was just too much power on the ball and the shot for him to get a strong enough touch.
So the first goal is 1-0. On the attack here. Try and get the ball back now. Mesut Özil. Well, this attack got a bit of menace to it.
Now for the last game, I wanted to install a very high graphics intensive game. And for that I choose the very popular Witcher 3. But I decided to play it in 720p. And the gaming performance in this particular game is not good, as you can clearly see the frame drops in this game time after time. So I then decided to lower the resolution to 1026 by 768. And even after that, the situation is not changed. So for the final words, I would say Witcher 3 is maybe playable in this MacBook Pro, but you have to sacrifice the sudden frame drops or lags. But at least for me, it is not recommended. Now after all that, I can clearly say MacBook Pro base model is very much usable for playing mediocre games in 720p resolution but in high graphics. The GPU of the base model of MacBook Pro has the Iris Plus 640 GPU. And to describe this in a very familiar way, Iris Plus 640 stays right between the NVIDIA GeForce 920M and the GeForce 940M. So I have to say, I am very much impressed to see even integrated fanless graphics like this can handle those types of games very easily. So that's been it for this video. Everything you see in this video will be linked in the description box below. If you have any query or suggestions or requests, then make sure to comment down below. And if you like this video, then hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Till then, I am R signing off and hope to see you in my next video.